Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Alexa's Garden. In this video, how to plant peonies or peony tubers in the fall, how to grow peonies and transplant these plants. Also, the care of peonies is very important. I want to tell you about it and share my experience of planting peonies. I will also show how I plant peonies in the fall. I am often asked the question, when to plant peony tubers in the fall? What is the best month to plant peonies? Is it possible to plant peonies in the fall? According to many gardeners, for winter hardiness zones 3 to 8, the best time to plant peony tubers and seedlings in the fall is early September or early October. Plants need about 4 weeks for the tubers to root before winter. This is important. How to plant peonies? Do peonies grow better in pots or in the ground? I live in winter hardiness zone 5B. The first sustained frosts here begin in mid-November. Therefore, the last period of possible planting of peonies in the open ground is the middle of October. But this year I did not manage to plant peony roots in time, because I chose peony varieties late and received plants late. However, this situation is not dangerous. I received the peony plants in early December and decided to plant the peony tubers in a pot. Of course, peonies grow better in the ground, but if you have the same reasons, then the best solution is to plant peonies in a pot. Let's plant the plant in a pot first and place it in a room where frost can't get in. The peony will form thin white roots within 14 days after planting. Once this happens, the plant will be able to absorb water. Without these white roots, the plant will lose moisture and may die. If the peony root does not have these stubs, it will damage the peony in the winter. After 2 weeks, the pot with peony tubers can be planted in open soil. The plant can already adapt to the cold and will be ready for winter conditions. In the spring, you can transplant the flower from the pot to the open ground. I decided to do exactly that. I have 20 varieties of different herbaceous peonies. They are very beautiful perennials. Do peonies like sun or shade? They prefer sunny beds and sunny places in the garden. Soil for planting peonies in the fall. Here I prepared a mixture of peat and garden soil, added superphosphate to develop the root system and wood ash to improve the potassium content of the soil. Peonies like slightly alkaline soils, so I add a little wood ash. But if you are doing peony plantings in the garden, you can still add lime material. Here are the proportions of the ingredients for each planting hole: compost, garden soil, a little humus, superphosphate, 200 grams or 7 ounces, wood ash, 300 grams or 10 ounces, and lime, 100 grams or 3.5 ounces, for each planting site. All these ingredients should be combined and placed at the bottom of the planting hole to form a layer of specially prepared soil for planting peony tubers 30 centimeters or 12 inches thick. I plant peonies after preparing the soil in 7 to 10 days. The root of the peony should be carefully inspected before planting. There should not be root rot. The cut of the root of a healthy plant is always white. If there are traces of mold, rot, you need to remove these damages and make disinfection of peony roots in a water solution of potassium permanganate. Peony tubers should be planted so that the eyes, which are on the root neck, were covered with a layer of soil about 3 to 5 centimeters thick or 1.5 to 2 in. They should be below the soil surface at about the same depth. This is the proper way to plant peonies in the fall. This is the most important part. You don't need to leave holes in the soil where you planted the peonies. These plants do not like stagnant moisture. Water can be the cause of poor flowering and rotting of peony tubers. Peonies also don't like acidic soils, so don't use nitrogen fertilizer or manure. Is it difficult to grow peonies? Planting herbaceous peonies is an easy thing to do. We've done it together before. After planting, you need to moisten the soil. I'll use snow. It's a great moisturizer. If you planted peonies in the garden, I recommend mulching the soil around the perimeter of the peonies the first year after planting these plants. I usually use peat or tree bark for this. The mulch layer is about 12 to 15 centimeters or 4 to 6 inches thick. In spring, I remove the layer of mulch so that the soil warms up under the influence of sunlight and the plant begins to develop. Large adult peony bushes do not need to be covered for the winter. Are peonies cold tolerant? Peonies are perfectly adapted to frost. Frost tolerance is high. A peony can exist in temperatures as low as -34 degrees Celsius or -29 degrees Fahrenheit. Will peonies bloom in the first year of planting? Peony hybrids will bloom the first year after planting. But peonies produce their most beautiful flowers 3 to 4 years after planting. So you need to be patient if you decide to grow peonies. I am glad if the video is useful for you. Thank you for watching and commenting. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel to support me. See you soon.